In the hurricane of our daily life, where challenges lurk at every turn, the resilience to not just survive but to thrive is something we all yearn to cultivate. Imagine then, not just enduring each obstacle but rising through it, emerging from every trial stronger, wiser, and more resolute. This is the essence of true mental strength, not merely getting by, but evolving with every hardship that comes your way. Today, we delve deep into the core of what it means to be unshakable. We explore the 6 defining habits of mentally strong people, habits not granted by fortune or fate, but forged through self-discipline, reflection, and the acceptance of life's ever-changing nature. These habits, rooted in the ancient wisdom of Stoic philosophy, are the bedrock upon which the mentally resilient build their strength. Each moment of adversity, every instance where life knocks us down, offers not just a trial, but an opportunity, a chance to grow, to fortify, to become better versions of ourselves. The Stoics teach us that obstacles are not to be feared or avoided, but embraced as powerful forces that, if navigated with the right mindset, can transform us. What if I told you the secret to enduring strength isn't about avoiding falls, but about mastering the art of rising every time you fall? It's about harnessing the discomfort, learning from the turbulence, and turning each trial into an opportunity for growth. So if you see value in turning life's challenges into stepping stones, then join us on this journey to discover the incredible potential within your struggles. Are you ready to unlock the power that lies hidden in the heart of every trial? Let's begin. The essence of mental strength, embracing change. The very nature of life is change, and yet, how often do we find ourselves resisting it, fighting it, as though we could somehow escape the inevitable? It's easy to see change as a threat, a disruption that upends our comfort zones and challenges the identities we've so carefully constructed. However, Stoicism teaches us an invaluable lesson. The only constant in life is change. In the face of change, the truly mentally strong are not the ones who resist it with all their might. Rather, they are those who adapt, who bend like the reed in the storm rather than breaking. To be truly resilient, we must first accept that change is not only inevitable, but it is life itself. Without it, we would be stagnant, lifeless. Stoic philosophy suggests that the essence of mental strength lies not in our ability to prevent or avoid change, but in our capacity to welcome it, to see in every shift and upheaval an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more capable. Think of the last time you faced a major transition, a new job, a relocation, or even a change in a personal relationship. Was it uncomfortable? Did it unsettle you? These feelings are natural. But within that discomfort, there is immense potential for growth. Imagine for a moment that you are a ship at sea. Change is the wind. It can be unpredictable, fierce, and daunting. Yet those who possess true mental strength are the skilled sailors, not those who can avoid the storm, but those who learn how to use the wind to propel them forward, harnessing its force to navigate toward new horizons. The wind is not their enemy. It is a tool, an ally in their journey. And so it is with change. The Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Our actions may be impeded, but there can be no impediment to our intentions or dispositions." What he meant was that, while we may not always control the circumstances, we always control our response to them. The ability to adapt, to maintain inner calm and clarity, despite external chaos, is a cornerstone of mental fortitude. This is not merely theory. Let me share a story of a friend of mine who experienced such a moment of transformation. He had spent decades building his career, only to suddenly lose his job. Initially, the loss was devastating. The fear of uncertainty gripped him, and he found himself questioning everything. Yet rather than crumble under the weight of this change, he embraced it. He used the unexpected time to pursue a passion that had always been a distant dream: painting. Today, not only has he found peace in his art, but he has transformed this newfound passion into a successful second career. Had he resisted the change, clinging to what he once knew, he would have missed this incredible opportunity. But by welcoming change, by choosing to adapt, he found strength in what seemed like a setback. The Stoics teach us that what we perceive as setbacks are often veiled opportunities, waiting for us to shift our perception and rise from the ashes. The 6 habits of mentally strong people. With this foundation in mind, we now turn to the 6 key habits that define mentally strong people. These are not traits they are born with, but skills that can be cultivated and mastered with practice. Each of these habits draws upon the core teachings of Stoic philosophy, enabling us to harness our inner power and navigate the challenges of life with grace and strength. 1. They embrace the present moment. The first habit of mentally strong individuals is their ability to fully engage with the present moment. Stoicism teaches us that we have little control over the past or the future, but we hold complete power over how we respond to the present. Instead of dwelling on regrets or anxieties, the mentally strong embrace the here and now, using it as a launching point for action. They understand that only in the present can true change occur. 2. They embrace failure as a lesson. We all fear failure. The shame, the self-doubt, the questioning of our worth. And yet failure is not something to avoid, but something to be embraced. In Stoic thought, failure is simply part of the process of growth. It is a teacher, not an enemy. Mentally strong people understand that failure is not a reflection of their abilities or worth. Instead, they see it as an essential experience that sharpens their character. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reminds us, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, obstacles and failures do not prevent us from progressing. They propel us forward if we choose to learn from them. Consider the journey of Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb. Edison failed over 1,000 times before perfecting his invention. When asked about his repeated failures, he responded, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Edison's refusal to see his setbacks as personal failures allowed him to persevere until he succeeded. For the mentally strong, failure is not something to be feared, but something to be integrated into their learning process. Each failure contains within it a valuable lesson about what doesn't work, bringing them closer to the path of success. 3. They control their emotions, not their circumstances. We cannot control the events that occur in our lives, but we can control how we respond to them. This is a central tenet of Stoicism. The Stoics believed that external events do not disturb us. Rather, it is our judgment of them that causes distress. This insight is key to developing mental strength. The mentally strong person does not let anger, frustration, or despair dictate their actions. Instead, they take a step back, practice mindfulness, and choose their responses carefully. They do not allow the external world to disrupt their inner peace. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In every difficult moment, we have the power to control our emotional reactions. While our feelings may arise naturally, it is our responsibility to manage them. By practicing emotional regulation, we strengthen our minds and hearts, making us less susceptible to the turmoil of external circumstances. A prime example of this is the way Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, responded to his unimaginable suffering in Nazi concentration camps. Frankl realized that while the circumstances were beyond his control, he still had the power to choose his response. He wrote, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." This is the essence of emotional strength, knowing that no matter how chaotic or painful the external world may be, we always retain the ability to decide how we react. The Stoic practice of controlling our emotions empowers us to transform our suffering into an opportunity for inner growth. 4. They embrace necessary sacrifice. Mental strength is not about avoiding discomfort. It's about willingly embracing the necessary sacrifices that will lead to personal growth. This means understanding that every worthwhile goal demands effort, patience, and sometimes personal sacrifice. The mentally strong take the example of Nelson Mandela. Imprisoned for 27 years, Mandela sacrificed his personal freedom for the greater cause of equality and justice. It was his unwavering commitment to his beliefs, despite the immense personal toll, that ultimately allowed him to lead South Africa through a transformative period. His strength came not from avoiding hardship, but from willingly facing it for a higher purpose. Mental strength, then, is about accepting sacrifice as a path to something greater. It's about seeing the bigger picture and understanding that short-term discomfort can often be the gateway to long-term fulfillment. 5. They stay focused on what they can control. The Stoics taught us a profound lesson. Focus on what you can control and let go of what you cannot. In life, there are countless things that are beyond our power: the weather, the actions of others, the future. But the one thing we always have control over is our own thoughts and actions. Mentally strong individuals know this and live by it. They do not waste time and energy on things they cannot control. Instead, they focus on improving themselves, honing their skills, and making the best choices within the areas where they do have influence. By accepting that some things are simply out of their hands, they conserve their mental energy for what matters. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The mentally strong person takes ownership of their thoughts and actions, choosing to focus on what can be controlled and not expending energy on what is beyond their influence. A practical example of this can be seen in the lives of professional athletes. While they cannot control the performance of their opponents, the weather conditions, or unexpected setbacks, they can control their preparation, their attitude, and their execution. In the face of challenges, they remain focused on their own performance and mental attitude, ensuring that they stay in the driver's seat of their success. 6. They cultivate a gratitude practice. The final habit of mentally strong people is the cultivation of gratitude. It may seem simple, but the act of focusing on what we have rather than what we lack has a profound effect on mental strength. Gratitude grounds us, reminding us of the abundance in our lives and providing perspective in times of hardship. The Stoics believed that the key to contentment was recognizing the value of what we already have, rather than constantly striving for more. Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, wrote, "A grateful mind is a great mind, which eventually attracts to itself great things." By practicing gratitude, we shift our focus from what is missing in our lives to what we have, fostering a deep sense of appreciation for the present moment. Mentally strong people make it a daily habit to reflect on their blessings. Whether through journaling, prayer, or quiet reflection, they take time each day to acknowledge the good in their lives. This practice helps them remain grounded in the face of adversity, cultivating resilience in both good times and bad. The story of the American